All right. Hello and welcome to tonight's team training call. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Elka Bostwick and I'm a founding one-star vice president petPro. I have been with Pottery for 5 years this month. It is my 5-year anniversary and this has been a gift to my family. It's also been a blessing to my pets, to my friends and family that I'm surrounded by. And if it wasn't for Pottery, I never would have had the opportunity to meet all of you guys. So having a 5-year commitment in this business has had its ups and downs, but I'll tell you what, it's been one of the most satisfying things I've ever done in my entire life, and I would never take it back. I go ahead and mute all participants. And this has just been something that I am truly passionate about. So in the beginning of my business, I didn't have a dog. I didn't have a dog when I joined Pottery. So I couldn't be a product of the product. So I really had to rely on my friends and family to give me product testimonials. I had to get out there and do vendor events. And so this was kind of the baseline for my starting. So throughout the first 3 years of my business, I did a lot of vendor events. Then I got sick. I had to take about 1.5 years off of doing vendor events. I had to stick to a lot of online presence. But now that I'm doing better, as of September, I hit that restart on my business and I went back to the basics of what built my business in the very beginning. There is a certain amount of social media that you guys want to get out there and start to do. But if you want to take this business super serious and you want to produce money quick, I highly recommend you get out there and do vendor events. So getting back into started with the paw pairings and everything that we have to do, there's been a little learning curve for me. So in September, I kind of hit that restart button. I scheduled a couple events. I went, they didn't go so well. And I was like, what is going on? Why is this not working out for me? I have everything that I need. My table looks amazing. My words are on point. And then it dawns on me. I was absolutely saying the wrong words. I was in fact talking everybody out of the cell. I recently went to an event with one of our local pet pros. Her name is Mallory. She's actually Shari's sponsor. Hi, Shari. And Mallory was doing the same thing and it dawned on me. I was like, oh, I have got to do a team training on this. I wonder how many more people who are out there are talking people out of the cell. So we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty tonight and we're going to really talk about what it takes to have a successful vendor event. Now again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert. I'm just going to share with you the things that I have done that have helped me to produce a large amount of volume in a short period of time by doing vendor events. So for example, when I hit the restart button, I really wanted a goal to produce a certain amount of volume. And this month I had 2 vendor events at the beginning of I always plan my events at the beginning of the month, hint, hint, because it gives me the opportunity to get out really, really quickly out the gate and hit my goals again in the beginning of the month. That way I can focus on team goals at the end of the month. So this month I had 2 events back to back and I was able to walk out of there with over 18 PA Club members, over $1,000 in new volume. And this is not the norm, but I have been able to figure out a key basis of how I work events. So we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Again, I'm going to ask everybody to stay muted. The chat box is open for questions. I'll come back to the chat box at the very end. So first and foremost, is this pottery business for you? I want you to really think about that. What are you willing to do in order to be successful? I have learned that if I am just right out of my comfort zone, if I am just like, here's my comfort zone right here, if I just am right outside of my comfort zone, this is where the magic happens for me in my business. If I tend to stay in my comfort zone, so does my business, right? So I want you to learn to be confident. I want you to learn to represent your pottery business. You are the CEO of your business. And when you do vendor events, nobody knows how your business is ran. Nobody knows how you do things. This is where you get to create that standpoint and be confident with who you are and where you're at. This is where you get to open up the doors of your pottery business and your storefront, because an event is having your storefront and people come to you to visit your storefront. How many of you guys would love to buy a retail store and put pottery in it and have people flowing through those doors every day? I would. Absolutely. Why not, right? Petco, PetSmart, why not have a Elka's pottery store, right? Well, These vendor events are my storefront. They are where people come to visit me to learn about what I have to offer. And this is when I open up the doors to my business and I let people buy from me. Because if people are going to vendor events, they are going to go shopping. That is why they are there. So we need to remember that as pet pros, when people are coming to these vendor events, they are coming with intent to buy. This is your storefront. So open the doors to your business. You're the CEO. How you choose to do things is the way that it goes, right? So let's jump in. What about table setup, right? How do you know what to do for table setup? Now, I'm not going to keep and stick around on this subject for very long. I'm going to show you a few tables and then we're going to move on. I truly believe that people are not going to remember what your table looks like. People are going to remember who you are. I'm going to show you a few of these. Now, in the back office, on our Facebook page, you can go to the album section, and Joe Wilkins has kept a really updated team of vendor event album that you can go and look at. Now, this is my most recent event that I did. It was a huge event. We met over 40,000 people through it. I was extremely successful with Mallory as well as Tracy, who are here locally with me. Now, this is the extent of a really big table, but I want to show you three key things. I have three different sections of my table. This center section is paw pairings. That's all it is. That is what drives people to my table, okay? On here to the right, I have the opportunity, and over here to the left, I have the nutritional products. Now, not all vendor tables have to look like this. This was a really big one. I just am showing it as an example. But I'm going to show you. I posted these earlier. I don't know if anybody saw them. This was my very first events in 2014. Look at these paw treats. I don't even think you can see them. They're in brown bags. I had a toy, I had a dog bowl, and that was about all I had on my table. So you can see here, I just had the nutritional products. But let's take an up close look here. Look at this bag of chicken treats. Do you see anything that's different? It's in a brown paper bag. We've come a long way in 5 years with our packaging. And over here on the left, next to this really cute toy, if you can see that bottle with the green label, it says superfood. That is what our superfood was long before they launched paw pairings. This was a #1 selling product for me since day one. I believe in selling a solution. So there are hundreds of different pictures that you can go and you can look at, from huge elaborate tables that have been outdoors. We use a lot of crates to elevate and display. Or you can have a big table with paw pairings and canned food and some things on it. So whatever you have at home is how you can do your table. It does not have to be big and elaborate. Now this was a holiday event. They went all out. This was Tammy Winston. She likes to go big or go home with her events, and that's okay too. But I will tell you, again, people are not going to remember what your table looks like, but they're going to remember who you are. And this makes a big deal. So when you set up a table, get some ideas. But if you guys had 7 to 10 bottles of paw pairings, and you guys had a video that had our Shake It Up video and some order forms, like your phone, or you had a tablet and or a computer, you could have just as a successful event as you would if you had every single product in detail out there, okay? So I want you guys to think about this. #2, if people are going to remember who you are, you're going to want to dress the part. Don't wear holey t-shirts, don't wear leggings, don't show up with tattered clothes. What you really want to do is you want to show up and you want to respectfully represent your business. This is your pottery business. People remember you. That first impression is going to tell them how you run your business. Now, I always dress with like a pottery shirt on. I have a button-up collared shirt. I own one of them. I wear it. I have a pottery sweatshirt. If it's cold, I wear it. I wear a pair of, jeans, and I wear nice shoes, right? So remember, you are respectfully representing your pottery business, and it is very important that you remember that. #2, or that was #2. #3, I want you to write this down, okay? And or Just remember it. I want you to learn to be bold and ask. Be bold and ask. Just ask them. They could say yes. They could say no. Both answers are right because it's up to them, your customer. But the question is up to you. This is one of my favorite sayings by Tammy Van Hoy. This is something that really made it possible for me to go, oh, well, this is my pottery storefront. If I don't ask them to buy, they're just going to come, they're going to take a look at what I have to offer, and they're going to go. So this is where I really learned to be bold and ask. Just ask them. They could say yes, they could say no. Both answers are right because it's up to them, your customer. But the question is up to you. So one of the big questions that people ask me is, Elka, do you sample at events? I have samples that I keep underneath the table, but I do not sample at events. Unless I cannot close the sale, I don't sample at events. How many of you guys probably think I'm pretty crazy? Well, I'll tell you one of my biggest weaknesses on the face of this planet. This phone is my biggest weakness. My biggest weakness is those follow-up calls. I don't like passing out samples, having them fill out slips of paper, and then I have to wait 24 to 48 hours and call somebody and ask them for the sell. How many of you guys hate asking for the sell over the phone? Yeah, me too. I absolutely hate it. It's a huge weakness for me. So what I have learned is if I don't have samples and I'm bold and I ask, then when I do close the sale, I get to call them, follow up, and ask them how they're loving the products. So much easier for me. I can call my customers all day long and ask them how they're doing about the products. It's hard for me to follow up and ask for the sell. So if I do sample at an event, I only sample 3 or 4. I sample those that seem really interested, but are really not sure if they want to try it or not. Then I will sample 2 people. And Shari, I'm going to invite you to my next event. So I'm going to get with you because I want you to come and I'll do some personal training with you at our next event. So don't sample as possible. And we're going to talk about words to say, so don't worry. Next, I want you to think about paw pairings. Now, there are 2 different levels of paw pairings, right? There's the nutritional side of it, okay? And do you have a picky eater conversation? Those are the only 2 conversations you're ever going to have with somebody about our paw pairings. They're going to wonder if they are nutritious. A lot of times when you say pet food seasonings and this is what the paw pairing pet food seasonings are, they're going to be like, well, is it just like a topper that gets them to eat, or is it nutritious too? Right? It's a pretty common question that I get. So I have learned at events that I am in the business of sorting, not convincing. I do not convince people that they need my products. I sort my people at my table. What I do, I have a sign, and I will share all of these signs with you as soon as I get them, I guess, off of Vistaprint, and I got to figure out how to create them off of Vistaprint. I will download them into the team page, and I'll upload them for you guys to print them. But I have a sign that I put in 8.5 by 11, and it says, picky eaters stop here. And then it has a picture of dogs and cats at the bottom of them. Picky eaters stop here. You are guaranteed a sell if somebody comes to your table and has a picky eating pet. Whether it's a dog or a cat, you are going to make a sell. Why? Because you're selling a solution. People are coming to you and they're saying, oh my gosh, my dog is a picky pet. And you're like, great, I've got something for you. Do you want to purchase it? We'll go into words to say in just a minute. So this is a big deal. Now you're going to get people that are going to walk by your table and be like, well, I don't have a picky pet, and they keep on walking. Totally fine. Let them go. The odds are you're going to spend 10 minutes talking to them and they're not going to purchase from you anyways. We want vendor events to be wildly successful. And in order for that to happen, you need to sort those customers. I've gone to vendor events where I've had 20, 30 people walk past my table, but that one person that does approach, that's my ideal customer. That one person that comes to my table that says, I have a picky pet. How can you help me? That is where I make my commissions and I change a pet's life. And I am okay with that. Everybody else that walks by, keep going. Not everybody's interested in pottery, and that's okay. So that is how I sort by customers at my vendor events. It's a one simple sign. And again, it says picky eaters stop here. So let's kind of dive into words to say. So if somebody approaches the table, I don't have a bottle of pop herrings. I'm going to use my coffee. Okay, so pretend this is a bottle of pop herrings because I can't talk unless I use my hands. So my kids tease me all the time. They're like, Mom, if we were to tie your hands behind your back, you wouldn't be able to talk. I'm like, probably not. So this is a bottle of pop herrings. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to pretend that Sarah walks by. She sees my sign that says picky eaters stop here, and she starts to walk towards me. Don't ever stand behind your table. When somebody approaches, walk around and be courteous and say, hi, you must have a picky pet. I saw you watch my sign. Sarah's going to say, you know what? I totally do. I have a Yorkie, and sometimes she'll go 3 or 4 days without eating. And I'll ask her, what do you normally do when she quits eating? One of the most common responses I get, and the one I'm going to get from Sarah, is she says, well, honestly, I just go into the fridge and whatever we had last night for dinner, I put it in the bowl. I mix it up. I throw some water. I stir it in, and my dog eats. I'm like, oh, does your dog gain weight by doing that? She's like, yeah, they do. And then this is where I say, have you ever heard of pottery? Sarah says, no, I haven't. Well, let me tell you what we're famous for. Remember, bottle of pop herrings, not coffee. We are famous for our pop herrings. This is the way that we are changing the way that pet parents feed their pets. If you have a picky eater, this is the solution. Because we have discovered that you don't like to eat the same thing every day, and neither do your pets. Your issue that you're coming to my table with is one of the most common reasons, and I have this solution for you. So what's really great about this is it's nutritious and it's delicious. It's fully loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Go ahead, read the label. I'm going to pass my pop herrings to Sarah, and she's going to read it, and she's going to read the ingredients, and I'm going to go, what do you think? She's going to go, holy cow, my dog can eat better than my husband does. I'm going to say, awesome, but don't give these to your husband. You don't want to accidentally put these on his steak. Usually I get a laugh. Now I'm going to tell Sarah, this is a really great thing. The number one thing about these is they cause 0 digestive upset. You can have chicken in the morning and turkey at night. You can have beef in the morning, and you can have ocean fish for lunch. And it has 0 digestive upsets, and no longer will you have to go to the fridge and put loaded calories on your pet's food. So all you do is you open it up and you sprinkle it over their food, just like I have here. And on my display table, I have a bowl of dog food, and I say, here, go ahead, sprinkle some over. And they do, and they take the bottle and they smell it and they touch it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it smells like chicken. And you go, yeah, it does. This is freeze-dried proteins. It's actually a phenomenal product. This is where I say, what do you think? And I zip my lip. And I don't say a word until I hear what they have to say. Why? Because that awkward silence helps them to retain everything you just said. Because you just vomited all over them. I totally did. But I'm selling a solution. So Sarah's going to say, wow, this is a really cool product. It is a really cool product. And you know what's really awesome about it? Now I have another sign over on the other side that has 3 for $30 introductory offer. And again, I'll share my signs with you. And I'll tell them, here's the cool thing. I'm doing an event special for new customers. It's an introductory offer. Normally 3 bottles is $44.97, but today I'm doing a 3 for $30. And I can share with you how to get free shipping. Again, I explain it. I zip my lip. Would you like to buy? And I let that awkward silence set in. How many of you guys hate awkward silence? How many of you guys want to put money in your pocket and change the lives of pets? Let the awkward silence sink in. Zip your lip, because I'm going to tell you how you're going to talk yourself out of it later, okay? And they're going to say, you know what? I absolutely want to do this. Great. and I pull out my phone and I go to the Chrome, because no matter what phone you have, if you go to the Chrome and you go to and open up an incognito tab and you copy and paste the 3 for $30 link in it. The incognito tab is amazing. You're not going to keep anybody's information in it. It's going to disappear the second you close it out. Very secure way to have to take people's information. So I pull up the 3 for $30 link and I ask them, oh, before we get started, let me share with you how you can get free shipping. Now it's going to be different in each state. Tax and shipping is different in each state. So I'm going to tell you what it is here in Utah, but please don't quote me on this. You'll have to figure out what it is in your state, what that is. I'll say, okay, great. So 3 for $30. Now, if you get free shipping, I can save you $10 and the tax is $32 and the tax is $2.03. So your total is $32.03. And if you get shipping, then it's going to be $42.03. So it's $10 in shipping. But let me tell you how we can eliminate that free shipping and save you $10. If you set this up on a 90-day auto ship, I know auto ships are scary. If you set this up on a 90-day auto ship, not only does the company offer you 100% money back guarantee during this time, but if you're not 100% satisfied, we give you your money back. Number 2, I'm going to contact you in 7 days and make sure you got your order. And then I'm going to contact you in 30 days and make sure that you're happy with it. And if at that time you're not happy, we'll go ahead and cancel. But if you are happy, then we'll go ahead and talk about when your next ship date is. And I'll send you all of your login information. But that way, if you're concerned about that order going through, I got you covered as your pet pro. I'm here to help you because I serve pets and their people. Right? Now they're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to save $10 if you're going to help me out. Great. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to run my phone. Why? Because I know how to order a lot faster than they do. Pertinent information. I'm going to hand the phone to them. And then I'll say, let me know when you get done with that. Okay, great. Let's go to the next page. And I'm going to fill it in, blah, 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 blah. Put in the coupon code. All right, all I need is your card. And here again, here's where it shows you the 90-day shipping. You're going to save $15. Boom. Done. You guys with me? So this is how I share that 3 for $30. I just sold a solution with somebody that walked to my table that presented it. Now, if somebody comes to me and says, look, I really don't feel, great about, an auto ship. Great. It's just $10 in shipping. And the company has 100% money back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, all of your products get returned. I have yet to have somebody turn that down. Why? Because there's zero risk in trying our product. I don't say a whole lot. I literally give them the facts that they need to know to make a good informed decision for their pet. It really is that simple. Most people who opt to pay shipping, okay, and or deny the auto ship status is because they are, number 1, worried their pets won't like it. Number 2, they're not going to remember that that auto ship goes through. So by offering, now when you do this, you have to be a person of your word. You have to follow up with them, or that's going to go through. They're going to be upset with you. Remember, this is your business. You're the CEO of your business. If you're a hobbyist, don't offer these options. If you're a serious pottery business owner and you're looking to make a financial opportunity for you and help change the lives of pets, offering to contact somebody in 7 days and then again in 30 days isn't going to break your arm, but you're going to change the life of a pet, right? So if you eliminate their worry, they will go for it. They will go for it, which is really, really awesome. Because if I sell retail, right? If I sell retail off of my table, I tell people this all the time. Why do they say, oh, well, I just want to buy these 3 bottles right here. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't sell retail. I apologize, I don't. If I do, I can't offer you the 100% money back guarantee. I apologize if this is an inconvenience for you. Maybe this product isn't for you. I would rather you be 100% satisfied than have you buy a product that your pet doesn't like. Most people are at the light bulb go on and they're like, oh yeah, you're right. My gosh, if your pet's been a picky pet for the last 24 years of its life, mind you, most pets aren't 24, just totally using that as an example. But if your pet's been a picky eater for 24 years, what's 7 more days? Right? What's 7 more days? Oh, by the way, this is where you can offer an incentive. Now, you can buy samples. If you want to use samples, this is the best way to use them. You can say, you know what? Here's the cool thing. If you place this order today, I'm going to send you home with 3 packets of paw pairing samples and a paw treat sample. This will get you through till it arrives. That way you'll have something to use tonight over the next 7 days. I do it as a thank you gift. I put 3 samples in. I grab a bag of paw treats because you're multi-lining the product, right? They love the paw pairings. They're going to love the treats. Why not throw one in for free? It's going to cost you $3. And you just made a sale of $30. And if you're going to hit commissions and retail power bonuses, you're going to get paid between 20 and 35%. Not a bad deal. I'll give somebody $3. So now they have product in hand to take home. So this is kind of the things I do. Now, for every 5, this is just a side note, we're going to go off for a second. For every 5 easy ship customers you earn, you're going to get 300 sample credits from the home office, which is 2 full-sized bottles of paw pairings. Now, if you go out and you're selling customers and you're getting those free bottles of paw pairings, you could gift those free bottles of paw pairings, so it's a buy 2, get 2. My last event that I did, I had 33 bottles of paw pairings between me and Mallory and Tracy. And so we offered a 3 for 30 for everybody that purchased. We gave them a free bottle of paw pairings. I think with Shari, when she signed up at the event with us, I think we sent you home with a full bottle, or did we just send you home with a bunch of samples? Okay, so both. We sent her both. But that was an incentive. I met Shari at our last event, so if she's brave enough and bold enough to talk, I'll have her come on and join us in just a second. But these are some of the different options that you can do. Now, if you're worried about putting cost in your hands and you don't have the opportunity to give anything, that's okay. Hey, if their dog's waited 24 years because it's been a picky pet, it can wait 7 more days to have a life-changing experience. Right? And you don't have to give them anything. It's pretty amazing, pretty amazing. And I always ask them, can I have permission to text you? They're like, yes. I'm like, awesome. And I send them a thank you through a text. I'll also share my words with you guys afterwards when I get all of this set up and organized. I'll share this in all the comments. So this is how I handle this because I really utilize the 100% money back guarantee. Now, this is with paw pairings. I focused a whole lot on paw pairings. But what if somebody wants to, what if I have some urine eliminator on my table and somebody wants to come over and purchase my urine eliminator? How do I handle that? Why is anybody going to pay shipping on a $12.99 bottle, right? Why would anybody do that? They're crazy. Well, again, I'm the CEO of my pottery business. This is how I do things. And if they want the product and I've given them enough value as to why they need that bottle of a urine eliminator, they're going to purchase it. So this is kind of how I handle it. I still use the 100% money back guarantee. So let's say that Addie walks over to my table and she's got the bottle of Now My Coffee's urine eliminator. Don't judge it. I'm going to drink it later. Okay. Addie walks over. She's like, oh, this is amazing. I need some of this. I just ran out. And I'm like, oh, have you ever heard of pottery? They're like, no. And I'm like, well, we're all natural and holistic pet food products and supplement company. But our urine eliminator is absolutely fantastic. And it's proven to work, or it's 100% money back guaranteed. Do you know how much that bottle is? They're like, no. I'm like, $12.99. It's cheaper than anything you're going to find in the pet store. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever gone home and used the urine eliminator before and it doesn't work, does Petco give you your money back? No. They're like, no. I'm like, I will. Would you like to buy a bottle? Again, figure this out. Figure out the taxes, and you can pull up. In fact, let me share with you. And we are over 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to hurry and wrap things up unless you guys are okay, because I'm talking way too much. Okay, so At the bottom of your website, you'd be amazed, but your website holds all of the information you're ever going to need. If you guys scroll down to the bottom of your website, and you can do this from anywhere, it says shipping and delivery. You can click on this, and you can print this out and have it as part of your pottery Bible, but this says shipping costs. So if a bottle of urine eliminator is $12.99, shipping's going to be $3.99 on it. So I'll be like, it's about $20 with tax and shipping. And they're like, oh, and I said, well, again, let me share with you. So again, I don't sell retail because the company offers 100% money back guarantee. So we're going to go ahead and place this order for you, have it shipped to your house. If you're not satisfied, I'll get your money back. Okay. If their dog's been peeing on the carpet for the last, 10 years of its life, 7 more days is not going to make a difference when they have clean carpet. Right? It's just not going to be a big deal. Most people are willing to try the product with that 100% money back guarantee. Now, at my last event, I sold like 6 bottles of this, and I think it came to like $17, and people had no problems paying for it. Why? Because I had utilized that 100% money back. So I was able to grab new PV. I was able to grab new PV, a new customer. It was gone through the website. They get 100% money back guarantee, and they just gained me throughout the life of their pet. Now, on a one-time retail order, the key to getting those upsells is going to be following up with them in 30 days. Following up with them in 30 days. Hey, how's the urine eliminator going? Here's a cool tip. Did you guys know that if you tell your clients to go buy a black light, they can actually turn off the lights in their house and use the black light, and the urine will actually glow on the carpet? Put our urine eliminator to the test. It'll knock it out of the park every time. I tell people to go buy the flashlight all the time. Hey, let me know how that urine eliminator is. This is how you're going to tell if it's working or not for you. Yet to ever have a return on the urine eliminator. So let's say somebody comes over and they're interested in the GastroPro Plus, the salmon oil, the allergy support. Same thing. Add value. Tell them about the product and say, but before you make a decision, let me tell you, I don't sell retail. You cannot have this product today. Why? Because the company offers 100% money back guarantee. I cannot offer this if I sell it to you. I would rather have the company take the wrath if you don't like the product than me. I'm just the messenger. If the dogs had allergy or bad gas or skin shedding for the last couple of years or the last couple of months, 7 more days is not going to make a difference. And we need to remember that. We are helping that pet. So if we add enough value, that pet will do it. But most people, the reason why they say no is because they don't have enough information to say yes. So when we give them enough information to say yes, and it's 100% money back guarantee, 0 risk, it is how it is. Now, I've had people come over and I've given them this spill, and they've been like, well, I want to buy this bottle. And I'm like, sorry, I can't do that. And I stick to my guns. I absolutely stick to my guns. I have had guys pull out 20 bucks cash and hand it to me. That's a decision you're going to have to make on your own. I cannot make that decision for you. But you're going to have people that are going to be like, well, this is ridiculous. And you're like, okay, great, thanks. Have a great day. Because if they're going to throw a fit about that shipping and wanting to take that bottle, if you think when they order from you, they're not going to throw a fit, you are wrong. They are high maintenance customers and you want nothing to do with them. Let's just be honest. If they can throw a fit about something super simple, like not being able to have that bottle of, urine eliminator right this second, they're not your ideal customer. Let them go and buy that miracle, nature's miracle at Petco that doesn't work. So we really have to be bold in our pursuit of what we are trying to do when we are representing our pottery businesses. I have opened the doors, and I'm going to ask every person that comes to my table, oh, so do you want to buy the urine eliminator? Here are your options. Would you like to buy the allergy support? Would you like to buy the salmon oil? Would you like to buy the pop herrings? Would you like to get the 3 for $30? Practice these questions. My poor husband, He goes crazy because I'll practice on him. I have to practice my words. You're going to screw up 15 to 20 conversations. It's totally okay, because you can't say enough wrong things to the right person that comes over to the booth. When they see the vision of what you have to offer and they hear the conviction in your voice of how confident you feel about our products and our guarantee, they're going to purchase from you just because of how confident you are about those products. You have to have belief in the company in order to do vendor events. You have to have belief in our products in order to do vendor events. But most importantly, you have to have belief in yourself and confident in yourself, the products and the company, in order to sell. Because as much as we'd like to share at vendor events, you are absolutely selling a product all day long. So those are just some of the things that I have that have made a really big difference for me. Is you have to make things easy for them to order. You do. You have to make things easy for them to order. Most people that are local to me when I'm doing vendor events, I tell them that, hey, I'm local. Hey, I'm in Sandy at the base of Conwood Canyon. Where are you at? They're like, oh, I'm over in Harriman. I'm like, you're not too far away from me. If you need anything, here's my card. Here's my information. Call me. Not only am I going to, give you this amazing bottle of urine eliminator that's going to show up at your door, but can I send you a video on that? They're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, great. I'll send you a video tomorrow about the urine eliminator, and it'll arrive in 7 to 10 business days. I'll keep an eye out. If you have any questions, give me a call. I have now secured that sale, and I have built a relationship. Vendor events are storefronts. At storefronts, you're going to ask for the sale up front, and you're going to build those relationships after. In the past, when you TSA with friends and family and this and that, and you grab those slips and you're building those relationships first, you're asking them to try the products, and then you're going to ask them to buy. At vendor events, it's the opposite. You're going to ask for that sell up front, and you're going to build that relationship on the back end. That's your storefront. I don't go to Smith's and talk to all the people and build relationships with them so I can buy a gallon of milk. I'm going to buy that gallon of milk because that's what I want. I'm going to get out of there. If they want to call me and ask me how my milk is, totally going to be fine with it. Are you with me? This is your storefront. This is your business. This is you. This is your decision. You put your foot down and you're confident and you believe in yourself and you believe in the product. So let's talk a little bit about the app. 5 more minutes tops. So the app. How many of you guys love the app? Oh, I do. I absolutely love the app. Well, when you get an order at an event, you're going to get an instant confirmation that's going to pop up that says so-and-so placed an order. So-and-so, here's a prospect. You have a new prospect. So-and-so placed an order. You can do this in between customers, or you can make a list of all the people that place the orders throughout the day and do this later on at home. I try to do it in between customers. I go in, I find the prospect, and I immediately put them on an action path. I put them on the customer care 333 action path. I go in to that person and I hit the notes section. In the notes section, I make a comment. Met them at the home show 2019. Have a dachshund named Jojo. We know they bought the urine eliminator, right? Because we can go to their orders. But this is where I made notes about this person and anything that drove into me about the conversation that we had. And I set a reminder right then and there to contact them in 7 to 10 business days. I set that reminder and it'll say, call Shari, ask about urine eliminator, 7 days. And I set that reminder because guess what? This is my personal assistant that I pay for $14.99 every month. Some of you guys are still on your 6-month free. For the rest of us, I'm going to put this tool to work. It's going to remind me for all the things that I can't remember, including putting laundry from the washer into the dryer. I love this thing. So I do that to all of my customers. If I get these slips, I usually have maybe 1 or 2. I don't, like I said, I try not to sample at the events unless I'm giving it away as a thank you after a point of purchase. But if I do, I will immediately add these to my app and I will put them on a TSA in-person action path. And I will set a reminder to do so. I will make notes that I met them at an event. I will also make notes if they told me that their dog has bad gas. I will send them a video about bad gas. I'm very, very diligent about using my app and setting those reminders, because the app is my personal assistant that's going to get me from point A to point B. So in a nutshell, that is how I run my events. Before I stop the recording though, Shari, are you available to come off mute?
Does that work?
Yes, there it is. So I met Shari with Mallory Genius at the home show. She came in, man, and I'll never forget her smile when she walked up to her booth. But I'm going to have her, if you'll share a little bit of your experience with Mallory and I at that event and why you decided to hit that join button with us.
Sure. So I definitely was excited because it was all about dogs and pets, and I love dogs and pets, and I was looking for something new to excite me and bring more opportunity and joy to my life. These wonderful ladies just kind of come in and explain the product, and I wanted to have a healthy pet, and the paw pairings offered that, and I was excited to get going, and now I'm just trying to learn as much as I can to hit the ground running.
Did we have to twist your arm?
No, not at all. It's Cherie.
Oh, Cherie. See, I totally slaughtered that.
It's okay.
You can call me Helga or Olga, and I will let that go. I will let that slide. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
no, you didn't twist my arm at all.
For that one. So, you know, we didn't have to twist your arm. You saw the vision. We just shared with you, right? I didn't have to beat you into submission and say, sign up now. Shari hung around. She came back after the event. We were able to get her signed up as a petPro. I think, did we place your order too? We were able to get you your order. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. Like we got her signed up for the $1 and we helped her to use the 3 for $30 coupon. She became like a fast start star right then and there. It was really amazing.
It was nice.
And now we're connected. And so these are some of the cool things as you go to events. You can talk about the brand, the product, and the opportunity. Use this storefront as an opportunity for you to do it. But again, I'm going to go right back to the very beginning when I started. Do you guys remember what I said? Just ask them. They could say yes. They could say no. Both answers are correct. It's up to the customer. But the question is up to you. Tammy Van Hoy states that. So if you're serious about vendor events, I highly recommend you get out there. And when people hear your voice and how passionate you are and your belief and your conviction in pottery, the brand, the products, and yourself, they're going to purchase from you. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop the recording. We'll answer some questions. And this will be available within 24 hours to view, to send to your team.